All right, well, this, folks, is incredible. Anthony Joshua, yes, the former two-time unified heavyweight boxing champion, is making the walk to the octagon here tonight. No denying that the boxing skills will probably turn up. The question is, how has he bridged the gap? Has he worked on takedown defense? A lot of those questions figure to be answered here tonight. But in terms of the magnitude of the moment, most people do not expect that it will be too big for Anthony Joshua. Well, he's one of the most accomplished Brazilians to ever touch down on this UFC canvas. The former UFC lightweight champion, Rafael dos Anjos, now a welterweight, and a damn good one at that.
John, in the fight against Anthony Pettis, in which he won that belt, was truly the greatest performance I've ever seen a challenger have in a UFC title fight. He went at Pettis like this was my opportunity, and there is no way I'm going to let this slip by me. The pressure that he put on Anthony for 25 minutes was something I had never seen him do before, and he's continued that even as he's gone up a weight class, as he's shown in the Kevin Lee fight. One of the hardest workers in the sport and still getting it done in a UFC career that's coming up on 15 years. The man affectionately known as RDA, back on the proving ground tonight. Our tale of the tape for this heavyweight fight. So a more than 5-year gap between these two fighters when it comes to the age, with big differences in height and reach. We send it inside the octagon. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon, Dan Bergliata. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a boxer, making his professional debut here tonight. He stands 6 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 237 pounds. Fighting out of London, England, Anthony Joshua. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a grappler, holding a professional record of 32 wins, 14 losses. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
All right, commit to the rules in the locker room. I want you to obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. I want a nice, clean, safe fight. Touch gloves, back your corners, come out fight. You ready?
All right, so here we go with round 1, and when you have what looks like a classic matchup of striker versus grappler, it doesn't always play out that way, but given what these fighters said to us on Thursday, the game plans seem pretty clear.
They're very clear game plans, but which one of them is able to implement the game plan most effectively? The grappler will try to get forward, get close, try to secure takedowns. He's even willing to pull guard to make sure that he is in the grappling situations. The striker needs to stay at space. The striker needs to maintain distance and fight behind that beautiful jab he possesses.
Well, perhaps a sign of things to come as he lands a kick there.
Nice kick landed by this gentleman.
Well, really using his reach advantage there with that punch, DC. He comes forward with a flying knee that just missed hitting the target flush.
Jumping in to try to get the finish. Oh, he got it back!
Joshua's looking to pass into half guard here, but he's denied.
He got his foot on the hip, and now he's throwing up a triangle attempt. He's going to try to move his left arm across to get pressure on the choke. Now he falls back into the finishing position.
So he taps out due to the arm bar tonight. High-level grappling there.
I mean, he had to tap. If he did not tap, this man is not opposed to snapping his arm.
Right.
Sometimes it's better to live to fight another day, but hats off to this fighter on a great submission victory.
Rafael dos Anjos! All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
I mean, you know, this guy has such a great submission game that you cannot lay in his guard. He's so skilled, he's so tricky, and he's so good at weaving a web that gets you lost in it that he made him pay for it tonight and got the submission victory.
So there he is, your winner by submission. That is a finish they will likely be talking about for some time. Big win, major statement made to the rest of this division.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Murgliano is going to stop this contest at 1 minute, 28 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out, Rafael dos Anjos.
Well, the celebration is on in his corner, and hard to blame these guys, sort of waiting to exhale, get a huge win tonight, and not just the win, but they get it by submission.
They knew what they had in front of them. They knew how tough a competitor his opponent was, but they also knew that if they could get this fight to the ground, they could find a submission. They found a submission. He got his hand raised in the way that he loves the most.